Good morning, Pokefans. Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and we're going to finally get back into our season rank climb using a team that we built from scratch. It's been a long time. Season 25 is officially starting for us. It's way later in the month, so we're not going to really be like tinkering with two different teams. We're just going to work with the same team and then just kind of tinker around for something specific, right? So what I mean by that is that we're not going to try to go for any type of niche or something that may or may not work in today's meta. And obviously this weekend we have a regional coming up, which isn't really going to stop me at all. So don't worry about that. However, because we're not like building a team that is something specific in mind, what we're going to be doing instead is kind of trying out different things to see if it would physically work or not. Now, going off of Pikalytics, if you guys don't have the website, let me know and I'll post the link in a comment down below. It has the best Pokemon that is currently used in game right now on the cartridge, as well as on Pokemon Showdown. So in the top 10, we have Sneasler, Goldengo, Incineroar, Dragonite, Rillaboom, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, that's number 6, Archelodon, Electabuzz, and Ursaluna, that's number 9, and Amoonguss comes in at number 10. Now, Sneasler himself has the majority being used of Focus Sash. So most builds go with Unburden. It's not unheard of to go with Poison Touch, but with that being a thing, we will need to be able to counter Sneasler, and we have two different options. At least I don't think he's weak against flying because he's a fighting type. We're going to double check that real quick here. I know this is kind of like off the cuff, but since I don't really have anything to use at the moment, like team wise, we're going to kind of go off of what we kind of guess what's going to be like the biggest thing and then go off of that. So it's weak against psychic types, flying types, and ground types. Now psychic is times 4. Knowing that there is a couple of psychic types that we could use, one of them's not built and the other one I would love to use. I would love to use. So the one that's not built is Espeon. Actually, I thought that would be really interesting because it does not outspeed Sneasler, but it is 4 times weak against psychic type moves. And as you can see here, here's my party that I was using for season 24 in the beginning, and then I was going to use this team later on to kind of give me like a little bit more of a draw engine, if you may, to kind of bull over different types of teams with like 4-man squads and stuff like that. But because we are going to be changing the team around a bit, and we're doing this so that we can kind of counter what people could be using the most. And right off the bat, because we can have access to a list. Whoops, not sure why it went down that far, but okay. But because we have access to a list and possible Pokemon that people could use, we do have some prediction that we could see. Now, I think one Pokemon that we will want to use, which is a strong ground type, and I think that's going to be Garchomp. Not because of the fact that he's my favorite dragon, but he has access to not only Stomping Tantrum, which lasts against a lot of different Pokemon, including Sneasler. So even with my particular build with Garchomp, we will be able to withstand a couple attacks from Sneasler, and we offer an automatic counter to him with it not only being Rock Slide. Although he's not weak against that, we just pop his Focus Sash. He's gonna have double speed than that, so we'll have to deal with like the double speed right after that. And I apologize, I'm gonna adjust my mic. It was fallen, so there's that. So we're gonna bring him in first and foremost. He also can counter Goldengo, and he can also counter Incineroar. Now we go with Terra Fire so that we don't have to worry about Will-O-Wisp, and then we can also counter other things that can possibly come up. Now Garchomp is going to be really weak against Rillaboom. He has no physical counters against that unless I did, Terra Blast, which would be really good against Rillaboom. But if it's Terra Water, we're donezo. But if it ever Terra's Fire, Rillaboom's gonna be weak against us 100%. We also have access to KO Archelodon and Electabuzz this way, but like Amoonguss, Ursaluna, both physical and special attacker. We do not have a good counter for, and we have a decent counter to the flyer types, such as like Pelipper, Talonflame, Murkrow, Staraptor, like the uncommon ones, but we can still have something to go with there. So there's our first attacker. Now I like having people with Tailwind because I like moving really fast. Because of this, I like having access to Pokemon like either Whimsicott or Murkrow. Now, if I use Murkrow, that stops me from being taunted, but I'm not the fastest prankster with Tailwind, which may or may not hinder my progress a little bit. So what else do we need on this team? Now, I do like Whimsicott. I really do. With Terra Dark, we should have no problems with Psy Spam. Garchomp can even do a little bit of damage to not only Armarouge, but Indeedee itself, but can also fake it or flinch with Rock Slide and stuff like that. So we can keep that. Now, because we will be having to deal with possible Psy Spam and weather control, we could bring in a Pokemon that could do both. Now, I could bring in Tyranitar. Tyranitar is a really good Pokemon. It really would benefit because of Terra Blast with the Rock Slide, Knockoff, and Ice Punch. If we go this route, right, as our third potential, we only have one more slot for a physical attacker, because I like having 3 special attackers, 3 physical attackers in case if we have to run up against someone with Intimidate, like either Incineroar or Arcanine, right? Intimidate is really huge in the game, so that's going to be something that we will have to go against 100%. Do you have options though? Because I could also spread in for Terrain Wars too, so I could potentially looking at these 2 as my physical attackers. If I need an intimidator that is like fire, here's someone that I could add, probably add over here. Could also bring in Incineroar right here, just to kind of have a little bit more support to the team. Intimidate's really good, plus we have Terra Water for our defensive Terra. For Arcanine, he gets hurt quite a bit from almost everything, so having that as his Terra is pretty good. Same thing with Rillaboom, but we do need to worry about other Pokemon that may or may not show up. We need to, now if we want to go something with water, we can go Basque Legion. Now it's got Choice Band, so it locks it into either Wave Crash, Aqua Jet, Crunch, or something like that, but it also gives us access to use a Pokemon like Pelipper. Pelipper would allow us to not only have a water type, so we kind of would go for like the water typer, but we also have control for weather. That would also give us access to our Chelodon as well, to not only have a duo dragon type, but we also have a steel type for fairy types, and we have Snarl for Pokemon that are weak against dark type moves, or just be able to counter ghost types altogether. Out of the top 10 that I currently see, something that I do see quite like right now is the fact that I don't really have anyone that counters Ursaluna, Blood Moon, or regular, or Trick Room. So I could bring in Farigiraf to either turn it off or to kind of offer us a counter to like change out Foul Play to go into like Psychic. That way we can do counter some of the Pokemon on there, but like Incineroar is not going to be really affected. As a matter of fact, Farigiraf is going to be really weak against it, so we do have to worry about that as well. So we do so fire types would be great for Golden Go. A fairy type would be excellent for Dragonite, and I don't have anyone that is normally Terra Fairy. So a fairy type, who's a good fairy type that I can grab? Sylveon's built. Sylveon would be great. Where is she? There she is. Oh, sorry, Sylveon's a he. I bring in Sylveon, direct counter to not only Dragonite, but to a lot of different Pokemon with the Throat Spray, Shadow Ball, Protect and Light Screen, allowing us to give it a little bit more defensive for the rest of my team. So if we go, because we're not trying to do the Fire, Water, Grass Court, we're trying to just counter what we could potentially see on the ladder. And if people are using Pelipper, having a way to counter what we currently see is actually really good. The thing is that if we do see like a water Pokemon, which I don't see on this list, we need to have some sort of electric type. And then we can kind of do 2 different Pokemon. We can either use Rotom as our electric type or Rotom as our electric type. So either one of those types is actually really, really good for us. You can have electric fire that gives us a little bit more leeway with there, or we have electric water that again gives us a little bit more leeway. One has Volt Switch, the other one has Thunderbolt. Now, depending on what we're trying to do, if we need to counter water, both of those will be fine. Now, Rillaboom is going to be weaker against this Rotom, and both Ursalunas are going to be weaker against this Rotom. So we do have to decide which one that we're going to want to have more on the team. Now, if we go with like our own Pelipper with like the Weather Ball, we won't need to bring in this Rotom, like the Water Rotom. We can bring in the Fire Rotom, but then we do run a little bit of a problem here. Now we can go T-Tar and run in Water Rotom and have no problem because we'll be able to counter people's weather. We'll be able to do a little bit more chip damage, so Sneasler will not have like the Focus Sash after that point. So there's an idea there. For physical attackers, I kind of want something here with Dark. We could go Grimmsnarl. That can give us not only our Pokemon that can withstand Psy Spam, but also use Spirit Break, and that can also go against their Dark type Pokemon. It also lowers down their special attacks, and it's a physical attacker and brings up screens, so that could also be an option as well. You can also be cheeky, bring in Gyarados as a flying water type as well with Intimidate, would be really, really helpful if we want to go that route. That satisfies that well for physical attackers. I got one or two specials, one physical left. Oops, not Sableye. Sableye would actually be really, really good. We can go Matcha Gotcha, or at least Sinistra in this slot with the Rocky Helmet. Two of each. Which one? Now this slot is pretty decent. I know I have like a lot of Pokemon here. Oh, well, in Klefki. And if I'm going to bring in Klefki, I might as well bring in, I guess we'll bring him over here because that's how we'll deal with that slot. Now I do this for a Magic Room. I think Magic Room is really, really funny. Turn off people's items and watch them struggle a little bit. Sneasler can't do anything because the item's turned off. And while we all lose our stuff, the abilities don't proc. So that's a decent idea. Obviously we can bring in our own Golden Go to use it against other teams and stuff like that. So right now I just need a good physical attacker that isn't here in the slot, but this is more dark oriented. So we just need a dark physical attacker that we could use. And we could go, actually, now Scrotto might be able to fit in that slot pretty well. Now, I know that this is really weird, right? Because I can obviously kind of build the same thing with like these three. So Garchomp, Dragonite, Dragapult. I think that's the only dragon types that I particularly use. I like using Salamence, but mine's not good enough because mine's a special attacker, not a physical one. So I feel like I fail quite a bit with the damage checks, and Hydreigon isn't ready either. It does have other moves, but mine's Terra Steel when Terra Fire is much harder to use. We can also play around with different counters and stuff like that. So if we want to do Fake Out, we have two users here that we can obviously use. Now, if we bring in Incineroar, who's going to be like a good Pokemon to bring in with Incineroar that's actually fairly decent to use? So we could use someone like Rillaboom, because they can both kind of go like U-turn into Parting Shot, go back and forth, but then I lose out on potential Weather War. So I get Terrain with here, but I don't get Weather War with either one of these two. And I know that Torkoal's not on this list. He's right here, but I don't really want to do Fire. Like Sun, I don't really have anything that would really benefit huge in the Sun. Like Flare Blitz would be great, but yeah, I don't know. Like like I said, I don't know. Let's see. In this turnaround, right, we're gonna try it with this makeup, and this is how we're going to be deciding what to use for our team for the rest of the season, because I think having stuff like this with like a clear thought in mind of how to counter some certain things. If like one week we see like a bunch of Trick Room, we can now bring in someone that can stop Trick Room quite frantically, like we could just do that, or we can just bring in someone that stop spam or size spam, so we don't have to worry about that. I think for our first ever thing, we will go like this. Stark, have a good fighting type here outside of our Chelodon, and having 2 fairies, 2 dragons is not like the best idea. You and it's something in this slot. Let's go Rotom. There we go. That's the team that we'll be working with. So now we'll just double check to make sure not everyone has the same item. And I don't believe everyone is. I think we're going to be set. So we will try it with this team here. So we'll now go here to held items. Okay, covert cloak, lift over. Yep, everyone's got something different. Cool. So yeah, that's the team that we'll be starting off with. We'll get over to episode 1 in season 25, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. I know that this intro was way long, but we literally built a team right in front of us. Now we counter a lot of what's going to be in front of us with this team. We counter the Amoonguses, the Electabuzzes, the Archelodons for the most part, the Rillabooms for the most part, Dragonites, I want to say for the most part, but Garchomp does do it, Incineroar, and we also counter Golden Ghosts and Sneaslers. The only 2 that I'm not sure of is the Ursalunas, and that's just because of the fact that Hydro Pump has a chance of failing. That's it. Anything else, I think we'll be fine. And I cannot be locked into an electric type move if I know that they're on the team, so I do have to play into that quite a bit as well. So with that out of the way, let's get into our matches and see how we do, shall we? Okay, we have Meganium, Milotic, Sableye, Goldengo, Salamence, and Ampharos. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. So it's gonna be a good counter for Sableye. Fairy type move would be good. So let's go Whimsicott. We can also go Grimmsnarl. Meganium is gonna do a lot of damage to Rotom. Ampharos. It's an interesting pick. Super interesting pick. Let's do these 2, Garchomp, and we'll end it with Rotom. I think that's going to be like a really good pick, because if they throw up Salamence, we'll be able to counter it with Garchomp. If they throw Meganium, we can counter with someone else. We don't really have like a fire type like Arcanine. Let me replace that. Let me just say that Arcanine is good. He's just not there. He's not on the team. Intimidate clicks in, so there we go. So it's not Moxie, which is great. We're gonna go ahead and activate Tailwind. Now, Sableye does have access to Fake Out, but I don't think that we have to worry about that. It's Terra Nasty Plot. So I'm gonna be able to survive a turn. They're gonna Terra. Goes to Salamence. Okay. Water, that's to prevent Moonblast. I'm gonna use Tailwind though, so that I outspeed. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Apparently, I'm also very clumsy. I almost knocked everything over. Big out to Whimsicott. Okay, cool. That's why I have Cover Cloak, so we don't worry about that. Because it can't do anything to Golden Go. Good as gold says no. We're gonna do that. Raise sharply. Heat Wave. Oof. Oh, Golden Go dodges that. Let's go. I was like, oh no, we're in danger. Oh no, we're in danger. No, we're not. We're actually pretty good. Now we bring in Rotom. Because Golden Go dodged the Heat Wave. So now we're gonna Thunderbolt this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just start making rain. Now we're at Terra Steel with the metal plate. And we have that. Yeah, now we're good. This might KO Sableye. It almost got the double. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. So being offensive, or at least offensive, is proving very fruitful right now. They didn't get to attack, and I have a +1 Golden Go who can easily get set up into anything else in front of it. So we're looking pretty snazzy right now. Pretty snazzy. Milotic, okay. And Meganium. That's not great. But I can Thunderbolt into that slot. And we're gonna go ahead and Shadow Ball into, well, let's see. Let's think about this just a little bit further. I can go into that slot. I mean, I'm locked into it. I have to. I might lose Rotom here, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Make It Rain. Okay. Bop. Again, just with very little HP left. Thunderbolt. Right into Milotic. That's the one-hit KO. Now, the only one that can hit for super effective damage is the Rotom, which it does to Giga Drain. That was also a crit. Num 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 num. Now, in the Let's Play that we recently filmed, it's not out yet. It's going to come out this weekend. The Let's Play that we recently filmed, we looked up what it was for Giga Drain. And it's up to half the damage that is dealt. So just keep that in mind, guys at home. All right, Shadow Ball and Dragon Claw into that slot. Because I don't really need to do anything right now. Dragon Claw, as I outspeed. I'm definitely gonna outspeed this time too. Rocky Helmet, huh? Neat. And Meganium goes down. Interesting Pokemon. If I had it built, I would probably use it just a little bit more because I've wanted to use different Pokemon than what everyone else is using. But unfortunately, because of the time constraint that we're currently at, and time constraint, I mean, Reg G is coming in literally January 4th, which is 1, 2, 3.5 weeks. So, yep, 3.5 weeks. Less than a month, and we go back to Reg G. That's going to be really, really interesting. Okay, so we have Electabuzz, Volcarona, Sneasler, Kingambit, Dragonite, and Rillaboom. Okay, so we do have some counters. We do not have anything for Volcarona set up currently, but we do have counters. We can go up with these two, Arcanine, because we can kind of do a little bit of damage over to Sneasler this way, but we're also not going to be able to do a ton of damage. Again, Sneasler being fully into attack is not going to be able to one-shot Garchomp, but we do need to make sure that we can actually do something to it. And then I think we're going to end the play with, I kind of want to go in with Grimmsnarl, but it's probably not a good idea. Volcarona, Fire type. Yeah, I think Grimmsnarl is going to be the best. At least this way, I have a way of putting up screens and doing Spirit Break, which is not going to be totally useful against Kingambit, but it would do something to everyone else, especially Volcarona. Now, we do have no knockoff user, so that's something that we will need to keep in mind afterward, right? So out of the 4 Pokemon that we could have picked, or I think it's 4. Out of the 4 or 5 that we could have picked for that slot to be that our dark type, we could have went either Incineroar or we could have gone with Tyranitar. So there's that. Okay, so first and foremost, what I want to do is get set up with Tailwind, and then I want to Stomping Tantrum the Electabuzz, because Electabuzz is going to go ahead and use Follow Me. So we want to make sure that we can kind of do damage against it. Now, if I had Magic Room, Eviolite would be completely turned off, and so would the Focus Sash as a possible item against Sneasler. Now, this could be swapped in to be something else, but if they swap in to Volcarona on Electabuzz, they're actually going to take a huge amount of damage. So swap with the Sneasler. Okay, not bad. That kind of tells me that that might be sashed. Rillaboom comes in. Grassy Surge pops up. This is going to lower the damage of Stomping Tantrum It's definitely going to lower down the damage because that's going to take anything. Tailwind. Stomping Tantrum misses because of Protect. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and Protect here and swap to Arcanine, which puts Rillaboom in checkmate immediately. Because I don't care that the field is up, right? That's possibly going to be used to do something else, but we also have Will-O-Wisp on Arcanine, which can burn people. And if I burn the Sneasler, their entire strat goes under. So I do this. Intimidate now comes out. They withdrew. So you're going to bring out Sneasler again. Nope, it's Dragonite. Protect. Woodhammer. That's decent. That's decent. That's absolutely decent. So now I've seen all four. Whoops. I've seen all four of their Pokemon, so I know who I need to start dealing with. Go ahead and Moonblast you. And I'm going to Protect on Arcanine. Withdrew. To Selectabuzz. Yep. Okay. Because I can't do Scale Shot against my Pokemon. They have to go against Arcanine. So now I could just go ahead and Helping Hand Arcanine and use Rock Slide. Because Follow Me is going to come out from Electabuzz. But my thing goes to Dragonite. That's who I want my next attack to go to. Now they could just do Extreme Speed, but I think they don't have that. I think everyone's using the Loaded Dice Scale Shot build for Dragonite for now. They go for the Protect. Okay. No Follow Me. Okay. So what is Electabuzz doing? And I dodge. Yep, he dodges that attack. Taunt. Okay. Interesting. Is that the final turn of Tailwind? Is that what you're telling me? It is. Okay. Go ahead and bring out Grimmsnarl now. And let's Rock Slide again. Because I think Follow Me is going to come out now, which is why I'm swapping from Whimsicott to bring out Grimmsnarl. Because it's all going to be redirected over to Electabuzz anyway, and I kind of don't want that to happen. I don't believe I outspeed Dragonite, though. So this is going to be very interesting. Come on back. So what is your options here? I'm going to bring out Grimmsnarl. There's the Follow Me. Saw that coming. Rock Slide comes out. Misses someone. Misses the Dragonite. Are you serious? That's dumb. That's dumb. That's fine though. That's absolutely fine. Hit 3 times. Drops its defenses. Increases its speed. Okay. Fast disappears. Bring out Garchomp. Let's go ahead and use Reflect, Terra, because Scale Shot can only hit Garchomp, and I'm gonna Terra out of it. Now we could change our Terra type. We're realistically planning for Will-O-Wisp, but not a lot of people use it. Not a lot of people use it. So with us using it now, we give ourselves an opportunity to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Now Protect could go again on Dragonite, and if it does, it does. I can't stop it, but I'm also going to mitigate the damage that could possibly be put on my Pokemon. So there's that. Okay. Flex. Okay, Rock Slide's gonna miss Dragonite. Please hit Electabuzz. And it's gonna miss again. Here comes the... Oh, Electro Web. Okay. Drops the speed. Which I'm okay with. I want a Thunder Wave, but it's not going to really affect Electabuzz. So what I want to do instead is just do this. I've missed... Oh, Extreme Speed. Not enough. Rough Skin. On. Okay. So no Protects. Okay. Dragon Claw goes right over to Dragonite, knocks it out. Taking those like a champ just because of Reflect, thankfully. Fair break. Also taking that like a champ. And we're going to drop its special attack. Bye-bye. This makes it really, really hard. Rillaboom doesn't do that much damage to either one of my Pokemon, and even with Whimsicott in the back. The problem is the fact that I'm taunted, and I have a minus speed down on Garchomp, which isn't great. Sneasler. Nope, it's Rillaboom. Just fine. What I want to do is Thunder Wave over there. Swap to Whimsicott. I resist whatever Rillaboom is going to throw at me for the most part, unless it uses high horsepower, which then I'm not. I think that's one of the moves that's not negated on the Grassy Surge field. But either way, I'm getting healing now, which is great. But we're seeing a lot of play with this Electabuzz with the Eviolite, so I do have to play into that as much as possible. Now, Sneasler's probably not going to come out till much later. Thunder Wave, so no follow me's. Coming on Electabuzz, which is totally fine. Web. Okay. Lower down the speed on Grimmsnarl all you want. It's totally fine. There's a high horsepower. I figured that was going to happen. Heal up a bit. So what I want to do now is double into... we're going to double into Electabuzz, thinking that it's going to swap out to Sneasler, but if it doesn't, we're going to be doing just damage to them in general. And that's what I want to do. I want to do just in general damage. So Moonblast goes first. Good. Taunt. Okay. That's fine. Stopping Tailwind, which is great. Wood Hammer. Goes into Grimmsnarl. I mean, that does a lot of damage. Spirit Break. Knocks down Electabuzz. Okay. Out comes Sneasler. We're gonna, well, let's check something real quick. Let's see the board state. We've got plenty of rules for that. So we're going to go ahead and... Are you going to protect turn one, or are you going to do your thing? I think you're going to do your thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And immediately go into... attacking the Rillaboom. Okay. Paralyze you to drop your speed by half, so even if you have Unburden, it's not going to go that fast. Moonblast, you're assault vested. Couldn't move because paralyzed. Get Rillaboom 2. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I will take that. Okay. Let's go ahead and Spirit Break. You know what? We can just go straight for... yeah, let's go straight for Sneasler. There's one. Iron Claw. I was really hoping to not get the super effective, if or at least live the super effective when I had that, but it's technically 4 times because it's poison and I'm fairy and grass. So I think grass is weak against it. Oh, down goes Sneasler with the Spirit Break. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Garchomp can come back out now. Not taunted. But we can go, let's check the thing again. Okay, Grassy Terrain has one more turn. So Spirit Break to Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw. It's a lot. Horsepower. You can take him. I think Spirit Break got you, especially after that. Especially after the rough skin. And Spirit Break. Bop. Rillaboom goes down. Whew. Oh boy. I was not 100% sure how our team was going to handle this, but I'm glad that it did. As soon as I brought up Reflect, it's like, okay, you're not doing as much damage as you possibly could, and I'm able to do a little bit more damage back. So we might have finally figured out how to use Reflect. Finally. Jesus. Okay, so we have Incineroar, Amoonguss, Gengar, Archelodon, Pelipper, and Basculegion. So remember what I was saying about counters? We have 1, 2, 3. Pelipper is technically number 11, but 4. Right. The only ones that we do not have a counters for specifically is going to be Basculegion as well as Gengar. But we do have a Pokemon that can handle both. His name is Goldengo. We can also do Rotom, who's also going to be like super duper helpful for this. So we're going to bring in Whimsicott, Goldengo. We do need to bring in Garchomp, and then we kind of need to bring in Rotom as well. If we bring in Rotom and everything works in our favor, we'll have an easier time dealing with that Pokemon. Now, I do realize that I am going to get I should be super effective against because I'm a water type against Archelodon, but I'm also expecting to resist a lot as well. So that's what we're going to be hoping for. If we can do this correctly, we'll have an easier time of taking care of this team. Now, another open that I could possibly do that doesn't rely heavily on what I just said with like Tailwind, we could go in with Grimmsnarl. He can set up, you know, both screens, and then he can go with the Thunder Wave, which then shuts everyone else down. So we have Archelodon and Gengar. Ow, the voice crack. Gengar. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set up. You know what? Let's go ahead and just do this. And it's not very effective. If the Gengar sets up Destiny Bond, what am I looking at? You know what? Let's do this and hit the Archelodon instead. We're going to do that instead, because I think Gengar is a bait. I think that's going to swap into Pelipper, which is immediately going to give Electro Shot to Archelodon to give it the +1. So I don't know what the main hand... Okay. Oh, I can't. Oh, I forgot again. Oh, fudge. I'm such an idiot. Whatever. Whatever. We'll play it. Good. Stamina, so it's +1 defense. I always forget. Snarl. I'm gonna go misses. Or dodges the Snarl. Trick Room. Ah, you were hoping for Tailwind. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're putting down. I see. We're probably going to double into that slot, honestly. So, you know what? I could double into Archelodon. It gets defense boosts. Oh, nasty plot. Figured that was gonna happen. Here comes Pelipper. I can't read that, so probably Pelipper. It's Incineroar. Okay. It's Incineroar. So I now know 3 Pokemon. Snarl. Okay. Drops special attack of Golden Go. Nasty plot. Give myself +1. Moonblast. What are you gonna do, Ensign? Let's do that. I'm gonna protect on Golden Go because the only other option I have is to swap. And I kind of do want to swap. Flare Blitz. I will take that. Knockout, one's a caught. You can have that one. You won't have another one, though. Snarl. Bring out Rotom. This is why I like using 3 and 3, because then if they have like boosts on Archelodon, that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be super defensive. Then I'm not very affected by it. 2 more turns of Trick Room left. So what I could do... Very effective, not very effective. That is effective. Let's hit you, swap to Garchomp. Let's see what you do there. Because I do feel like I'm going to get hit with Flare Blitz. And Incineroar is generally slower. Knock off. Hop one's on the Rotom. That is for choice. It's like trick. That's what that's for. It's just a counter trick. Hydro Pump does hit the Incineroar. Does not get the KO. Gets really, really close though. swap to Golden Go. And we have one more turn of Trick Room. So I think protecting here is going to be my best option. Going after Rotom and his item was pretty good. Little protect. Knock off, does nothing. Second Meteor. Also does nothing. This is Dimensions return to normal. I'm gonna hit there. And I'm gonna spread it. Because you can't use Fake Out now. So you're probably gonna swap in Gengar somewhere. But I'm gonna take down Incin, and I'm hopefully gonna take down Archelodon now. Who isn't gonna take a lot of damage from Rock Slide, but he is gonna take a lot of damage from... Oh, okay, stays in. Okay, Incin goes down. Stamina boost goes on to Archelodon, which I don't really care for, realistically. It's this. That's gonna take it down. A lot of people were using like Rillaboom and Sinistcha with that Pokemon to kind of heal it back up, which is a really, really good combo. I'm very surprised they didn't bring out Pelipper though. Oh, they probably didn't have one. Dope. Gengar and Amoonguss. So what I'm going to do is just... Well, I'm going to make it rain. And I'm going to Rock Slide. Because I know that Amoonguss is going to use Rage Powder. And Gengar is going to use Trick Room. I know that. Because that's what I would do. Rock Slide. This is someone. Misses the Amoonguss. They didn't do the thing. No Rage Powder. Okay. Gengar goes down anyway. I just need to hit it because anything that I throw at it is not gonna... Okay, Make It Rain was disabled. Okay, that's fine. I just knew that thing has a Focus Sash. Spore goes into Garchomp, which is totally fine. But they can't really do anything to Golden Go, so Golden Go is just going to go ahead and just do this, and I'm going to protect. Game's over, realistically. Yeah, like, game's over. Because Amoonguss can't really do anything to Golden Go, Golden Go cannot do anything to it. It has good as gold, so it can't be put to sleep by Spore. You can't hit with Clear Smog because I'm obviously Steel. So, I mean, you can Pollen Puff me. That's cool, but that's not doing a whole lot. And after like 1 or 2 nasty plots, I hit you a lot, like really, really hard with Shadow Ball. And yeah, Gengar can just have a nap. So that's cool. Okay, so we have Golden Go, Dragonite, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Sneasler. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Sneasler, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Blood Moon Ursaluna, and yeah. Literally top 6. Top 6. Okay. So this is gonna be very interesting. We can go this to this to that, and kind of want to go Grimmsnarl. It's what we did last time when we fought something of this magnitude, but we didn't have Rotom. Rotom wouldn't be a good deal here. Would counter 2 out of the, not 2, just 2 of the Pokemon, but not all of them. Yeah, I'll bring in Grimmsnarl. I think that's the call. I think bringing in Grimmsnarl is going to be the call so that we can use the screens. And using the screens is going to allow us to have an easier time dealing with this. They have 4 physical attackers, 2 special attackers. So Sneasler, Rillaboom. Tailwind. What's it going to cost me if I did that? What's it going to cost me if I did that? Hopefully not a lot. Let's try. Swap Garchomp out to bring in Arcanine. Put in the Intimidate. Either proccing the White Herb or confirming Pokesash. And that's going to be on the Sneasler. Fake out on the Whimsicott. Tailwind goes active. Fire Claw hits the Whimsicott. So they were going to shut down Tailwind so not that I don't outspeed, but they were also going to make it so that they can kind of get access to stuff that they didn't really need to have. So that's what that whole turn was for. Now we bring in Grimmsnarl to lower down the damage that could possibly happen. And I'm going to go ahead and Blitz would do a lot. Let's burn the Sneasler. Withdraws Rillaboom. This is going to save its grass. Okay. Minute comes back out. Hits the Grimmsnarl. It doesn't really do anything to Arcanine. Okay. Reflect. Will-O-Wisp lands on Sneasler. So now it's definitely feeling this. It's combat. Oof. I mean, it's super effective, but I ain't doing nothing now. Absolutely nothing. Thunderwave there. And we'll do... I want to do Rock Slide, but I think I'm going to get hit by a move that I'm not really going to like. I think Protecting is going to be like the best course of action here. You know what? Instead of... No, I can't. Thunderwave won't work. Never mind. I'm going to hit Sneasler, and I am going to Protect. I almost made a big mistake again. I can't Prankster Dark Pokemon. Fake out. Yep. I figured that was going to happen. Absolutely. Fire Claw. Super effective. That does not do a whole lot of damage. Oh, you get the Paralyze. Really? Spirit Break. Do a lot of damage. Doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Okay. Burn. I'm hitting you kind of crazy. I'm hitting you kind of crazy. And let's go ahead and do this, because I think Rillaboom's going to swap out. Nope. Rock Slide. Oh, put Sneasler in range. Flinches. Nope. Dire Claw. Not very... Ooh, really? Not very effective? That was even a crit? I got poisoned. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Spirit Break. I'm absolutely okay with that. Knock off. And the Arcanine. Knocked off the Clear Amulet. They healed up a little bit. And I'm going to take some damage from poison. But I currently outspeed, so as long as I outspeed, I'll be fine. Okay, never mind. The hope was I outspeed, and I don't now. So. Ooh, Dragonite. Well, hello. Let's go ahead and hit you with that. And I mean, no, well, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to protect instead. Withdrew. Instant. Here comes Rilla. Which I'm okay with because now I'm going to paralyze both of these guys and drop their speed considerably. Now, the other option I could have done is maybe burnt them. And I do like the option of burning, but I like being able to paralyze them more. Scale Shot's going to go into a Pokemon that will not get hit because of yeah, things. Because of things. Ooh, they lost that. Interesting. Let's check the board state before I make any decisions. So we're looking pretty solid for the most part. Let's go ahead and hit you with... No. I'm going to hit you with that. Swap to Garchomp now. Scale Shot's going to do a lot of damage to Garchomp, but I'm hoping, as there's a swap, that was why I didn't do anything over to that slot. I was really thinking about it, but I don't think that's going to be the thing. Intimidate comes out. Okay. Oh, I mean, that's a crit. I mean, that's, nope, never mind. I was gonna say, I mean, that's a little bit more feasible, but it's not as feasible as I would like it to be, even with Reflect Up. Even with Reflect Up. Speed Rose. Paralyzed, cannot move. That stinks. That stinks. Intimidate. So that is a multi-scale Dragonite, so I can tell that right now. Hit you, and I'm going to protect on Arcanine. See, I should have let Arcanine go down, to be honest. Out goes Rilla, or Instant, or Rilla. But like, yeah, that was 100%. I should have let Arcanine go down. 100%. Okay, Dragonite could not move. Spirit Break. More turns. I don't really think it's going to matter soon, so I'm just going to go ahead and just Rock Slide it up. Speed? Okay. I was going to say, like, it may not matter, but if it did or didn't, it's totally fine. Probably no Haze, if not, no Tailwind. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm paralyzed, so that's going to be it for me. It's 3v1, and unfortunately, I'm -2? Yep. That might make it worse. I'm going to just go ahead and hit Dragonite. It's got one Scale Shot off. Right now, it can't really do anything to me. So it has to swap into Incineroar. So it's realistically, if I can take down these two, I can maybe win. It's unlikely. Yeah, it's really unlikely. It's super unlikely. That's okay. Spirit Break. Yeah, I mean, being -3, it's not. That's not gonna happen. It was a good idea. Obviously, I should have let Arcanine fall beforehand. But because I didn't do that and swapped, I ended up having like a really bad run. Not having another fairy type on the team is not necessarily bad, but we can also maybe look into having Terra Fire removed. Again, we have Terra Fire so that we do not get hit with Will-O-Wisp, but we don't really beef up our Garchomp's thing. So, and what I mean by thing, like its attack, like we give him an item to be able to do that, which is why he has Life Orb. So if we were able to, I don't know, give him a move like Swords Dance to make it a reason why people would want to Will-O-Wisp that Pokemon down, or just kind of let it do its own thing, we could possibly do that. Or people are just expecting us to always use Terra Fire with Garchomp. So it is kind of a 50-50 coin there. So it's something that we definitely would have to look into, but it's not always going to be what everyone expects from this Pokemon, especially when you look at the rest of the team. You can kind of surmise what it's going to have, or maybe its movesets. I know if you go on Pikalytics and you look at Garchomp right now, which is currently 7.83% usage, so it's below, way far down, probably like top 20, or let's see, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So top 25. Torkoal beats it by 60-ish%, so it's not bad. Like 0.6% or something like that. If you look at Garchomp, I use 3 out of the 4 best moves that people use Garchomp for, and he is paired up with some of the Pokemon that are on the list over on the right as well. So it's not always going to be the best, but you can figure out that sweet spot for your Garchomp. I think you'll have no problems with him whatsoever. And I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there for the evening, Pokefans. I do apologize that it's not a full 6 battles, but you know what? I did a really good intro that took up way too long. I won't disagree with you there, but I did tell you exactly what we're going to be looking for the team and what we were going to try to counter. We literally met a player that was using the top 10 Pokemon. We literally found him. And for the most part, the first 3 battles, we were able to counter him effectively. When it came to that last one, it was kind of a little bit of an uphill battle, but we attempted it and we almost won, in my opinion. There was 2 crucial points where I should have been a little bit more aggressive, but after that, I think we were fine. I do believe that letting my Whimsicott go down was not a good trade at all. I think opening up with Arcanine and Whimsicott was the better deal. That way I can kind of have a Pokemon in the back that's going to be able to actually do damage against the Pokemon up front, because like I was able to knock out Rillaboom then. So that was the first pivot, because then I could have stopped or at least knocked out Rillaboom turn 1 with Arcanine and then lost Whimsicott there, so it would have been 1 for 1, and then slowly over time knocked out everyone else. So as soon as I was able to knock out Sneasler, which is great, but I should have been able to knock out the rest of the Pokemon on the side. Like Incineroar should have been able to take down a little bit easier, but I couldn't because of the terrain. Now terrain is something that I will have to worry about, so maybe, just maybe, we put Ice Spinner on a Pokemon to take care of that terrain for us. That also puts Rillaboom in a really rough spot. So we could either get an Ice Pokemon, a Pokemon with Ice Spinner, or we just ignore it kind of like we did before and not even worried about it. And we could have gotten away with most of that if it wasn't for these meddling kids. Sorry, I've been holding in a lot of these jokes since I've been gone. I'm hoping you guys don't mind, but anyways, we made a lot of pivotal mistakes, so it's the reason why we lost that last one, but I was really excited. We were literally 1 match away from being Master Ball, and I told people off screen, it's like, if I hit Master Ball in the first video, I'm literally gonna crap myself. So I'm glad that I lost, but I really wish I would have won. That'd have been great. Anyways, guys, again, that's going to be the end of today's video. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed. I'm glad to be back. So welcome back to season 25. We'll continue on the rest of the month with this team, and hopefully we come out ahead. Maybe we can aim for number 1. That'd be dope just before, Reg G comes in. That would be kind of sick. But for now, that's going to be it. Hope you have a wonderful day. Please consider doing the YouTube things if you liked everything that you saw. Like, comment, and subscribe. Still trying to hit the 525 goal by the end of the month. If we can hit it, awesome. And if we can't, then we'll just move on to the 600 goal, because that's what we're going to be moving towards anyway. So again, please do the YouTube things. If you guys want to follow me anywhere else, please look in the description. There's going to be my social media accounts and my Discord link. You guys can click on that and kind of chat with me there. I'm going to be more active now since I'm no longer in my thing, and can't wait. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Please stay cool or warm, depending on where you're at. Stay hydrated, and most of all, stay safe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.